Welcome back. In this series, we're going to cover iParts. So iParts are parts that are similar but different. So if we think of things that are similar but different, um, I would say that a washer is a really good place to start. All washers have three parameters: an outside diameter, an inside diameter, and a thickness. So if we were to take a washer as an example, let's go ahead and throw two circles in here and we'll dimension those. And let's put another dimension and finish sketch. Now, since these are going to be named, what we'll do is we'll extrude this, let's say a 16th. And since we're going to be referencing those three parameters quite a lot, we should name them. So D0, let's just call this OD for outer diameter. D1 is ID, inner diameter. And D2, let's call thick. Call thick, just thick. And done. And so what changed with our part? Nothing. But now when we go to reference those when we make our iPart, it will be a lot more intuitive as to what we're looking at because they'll have names to them, not just D numbers. So if we go to Manage, Create iPart, we get this dialog box that comes up. And so right away we see that our three parameters are listed in our dialog box on the right. And then we can collapse. And then if we had other extrusions or if we had a hole or whatever the case was, we would see those listed underneath in model tree order. And then we can add and remove parameters by clicking and then removing or clicking and then adding. So in this case, we have a situation where we have our part member name. And so I typically set these to be the same. So we could call this washer W for washer and then 1.0 for the OD dash 0.375 for the ID and then dash 0.0625 for the thickness. And then we can drag our columns to make them fit. And then we can copy this and paste it so that they're both the same. And then we see that we can see our OD, our ID, and our thickness. So we can change those in our iPart author dialog box. We can also insert a row, and we can copy this, or sorry, we can paste what we've already copied. And so let's say we want to make this a 1.25 washer, and then we'll make this a 0.5, and then we'll make our thickness, let's say 0.08. Now, these mean nothing in relation to our parameters that we're using as far as inventor is concerned. So we're using our part number to drive our size, but we have to change the size over here. So 0.5 and then 0.08. Now if we hit OK, what's going to happen is we're going to get our spinning circle. Just let it do its thing. Some computers will run it faster than others, so if it's spinning for a little while, just give it a couple of minutes and let it do its thing. And then we'll see up at the top, we've got our table. And I've got two different options underneath. And if I double click my second option, it's going to go to that part. So now, because all washers have these three same parameters, I can make any washer that I want. So your assignment for the washer is going to be to use this worksheet. It gives you your member and part number names, and then those are related to your diameters and your thicknesses. So your OD is listed here, and then my PDF got cut off, so if we scroll down we can see our ID values and our thicknesses. So you're going to make an iPart with those values in the iPart author, and so coming over we can double click our table and that will bring us right back in. We can right click insert and then we can continue to add as many instances as we want. In the next tutorial, I'm going to cover a more complicated iPart and a way that we can use Excel to drive an iPart family. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next